Welcome to Supernova. Nonfiction is a genre of literature that is based on facts, real events, and real people. It covers a wide range of subjects and is written to inform and educate readers about various topics, such as history, science, biography, politics, and more. The books on this list have been carefully selected to provide you with a diverse range of nonfiction titles that will expand your knowledge, challenge your perspectives, and entertain you at the same time. Whether you're looking to learn something new or want to dive deeper into a subject you already know, this list has something for everyone. So, grab a cup of coffee, get comfortable, and explore the fascinating world of nonfiction with our book recommendations. We don't have any particular opinion. Quiet. The Power of Introverts in a World That Can't Stop Talking, by Susan Cain is a book that explores the power of introverts in a society that often values extroverted qualities. The book challenges the assumption that introverts are inferior to extroverts and argues that they possess unique strengths and qualities that should be celebrated. Cain draws on research from psychology, neuroscience, and social science to explain the differences between introverts and extroverts and how these differences shape our society. She examines the ways in which introverts are often overlooked or undervalued, particularly in the workplace, and how this can lead to a loss of creativity and innovation. The book also provides practical advice for introverts on how to navigate a world that often favors extroverts, including tips on how to communicate effectively, manage social situations, and find the right career path. Overall, Quiet is a thought-provoking book that challenges our assumptions about introversion and extroversion and encourages us to embrace the unique strengths of both personality types. The Road to Serfdom is a book by Austrian economist and philosopher Friedrich Hayek, first published in 1944. The book argues that central planning and government control of the economy leads inevitably to authoritarianism and loss of individual freedoms. Hayek argues that central planning leads to the concentration of power in the hands of a few bureaucrats, who are unable to make efficient decisions due to the complexity of the economy. He claims that this inevitably leads to the suppression of individual liberties and the rise of a totalitarian government. Hayek also argues that the welfare state, despite its good intentions, can lead to a similar outcome. He believes that the provision of social welfare leads to a dependence on the state, which in turn leads to an erosion of personal responsibility and individual initiative. Throughout the book, Hayek warns against the dangers of collectivism and the importance of preserving individual freedoms, stating that the preservation of a free system is incompatible with a socialist system. Overall, The Road to Serfdom is a powerful critique of central planning and an argument for the importance of free markets and individual liberties. It continues to be an influential work in political and economic philosophy. The Structure of Scientific Revolutions is a book by American historian and philosopher of science, Thomas S. Kuhn, published in 1962. The book challenges the traditional view of scientific progress as a linear, cumulative process and introduces the concept of paradigm shifts, which are sudden and radical changes in scientific thinking. Kuhn argues that scientific progress is not simply the accumulation of new knowledge, but rather a series of revolutions that replace old, established paradigms with new ones. These revolutions are not based on objective criteria, but rather on a shift in the underlying assumptions and values that shape scientific inquiry. Kuhn also introduces the concept of normal science, which is the period of scientific research that occurs within a particular paradigm. During this period, scientists operate within a set of established beliefs and methods, and work to solve problems within the framework of the paradigm. However, Kuhn argues that normal science is not sufficient for producing scientific revolutions, which require a crisis in the existing paradigm, anomalies that cannot be explained within the existing framework, and the emergence of a new paradigm. Overall, The Structure of Scientific Revolutions is a groundbreaking work in the philosophy of science, challenging the traditional view of scientific progress and introducing new concepts that continue to shape our understanding of scientific inquiry. In Cold Blood is a non-fiction book by American author Truman Capote, published in 1966. The book details the brutal murder of the Clutter family in their home in rural Kansas in 1959 and the subsequent investigation, trial, and execution of the two men responsible. Capote conducted extensive interviews with the killers, Richard, Dick, Hickok and Perry Smith, and the book offers a detailed account of their lives leading up to the crime, the events of the night of the murders, and their eventual capture, trial, and execution. The book is often credited with creating the genre of the true crime novel, and is known for its detailed and empathetic portrayal of the victims, the killers, and the community affected by the crime. Capote's writing style is often praised for its vivid and evocative descriptions, and his ability to capture the emotions and motivations of the people involved in the case. The book is also notable for its exploration of themes such as the nature of evil, the impact of violence on individuals and society, and the complex relationship between criminals and their victims. Overall, In Cold Blood is a haunting and powerful work of true crime literature, widely regarded as a masterpiece of the genre and a significant contribution to American literature. The Art of War is an ancient Chinese military treatise that dates back to the 5th century BC. It was written by Sun Tzu, a military general, strategist, and philosopher. The book is divided into 13 chapters and covers a wide range of topics related to warfare and military strategy. Sun Tzu's central thesis is that the key to success in war is to understand and exploit the strengths and weaknesses of both oneself and one's enemy. He emphasizes the importance of careful planning, intelligence gathering, and tactical flexibility. The book also includes advice on how to wage effective campaigns, manage troops, and deal with difficult situations such as sieges, ambushes, and naval warfare. One of the key principles of The Art of War is the concept of winning without fighting, which suggests that the best way to achieve victory is to outmaneuver and outthink one's opponent, rather than engaging in direct confrontation. Sun Tzu also stresses the importance of understanding the psychological and emotional aspects of warfare, such as morale and leadership. Although The Art of War was originally intended as a guide for military leaders, it has since become a classic work of literature and has been widely studied by businesspeople, athletes, and politicians as a source of strategic insight and inspiration. The Selfish Gene is a book by evolutionary biologist Richard Dawkins, first published in 1976. The central idea of the book is that genes, rather than organisms or species, are the fundamental unit of natural selection. Dawkins argues that genes are selfish in the sense that their ultimate goal is to survive and reproduce, regardless of the effects on the individual organism. He explains that genes are passed down from generation to generation through a process of replication, and that natural selection acts on the genes themselves, rather than on the organisms that carry them. Dawkins also introduces the concept of the meme, which he defines as a cultural unit of information that is transmitted from person to person, much like a gene is transmitted from parent to offspring. He argues that memes, like genes, can undergo a process of natural selection, and that they can have a powerful influence on human behavior and culture. Throughout the book, Dawkins provides numerous examples from the animal kingdom to illustrate his points, including the behavior of bees, birds, and primates. He also discusses the evolution of human social behavior, such as altruism and cooperation, and how they can be explained in terms of the selfish gene theory. The selfish gene has been widely influential in the fields of biology and psychology, and has helped to popularize the concept of evolution by natural selection. The book has been praised for its clear and accessible writing style, as well as its provocative and thought-provoking ideas. The Elements of Style is a classic reference book on English language usage and style, originally written by William Strunk Jr. in 1918 and revised and expanded by E. B. White in 1959. The book is divided into 3 sections: Elementary Rules of Usage, Elementary Principles of Composition, and A Few Matters of Form. In the first section, Strunk and White provide rules for proper grammar and usage, such as avoiding common errors in subject-verb agreement and using adjectives and adverbs correctly. The second section covers principles of effective writing, including how to choose strong and specific words, how to use active voice, and how to construct effective sentences and paragraphs. The third section deals with matters of formatting and style, including how to use punctuation correctly and how to create headings, footnotes, and bibliographies. The book also includes a glossary of commonly misused words and phrases. Throughout the book, Strunk and White stress the importance of clarity and simplicity in writing, advising writers to avoid unnecessary words and to use plain, straightforward language. They also emphasize the importance of revision and editing, urging writers to revise their work multiple times in order to achieve clarity and concision. The Elements of Style has been widely used as a guide for writers and editors, and has become one of the most popular and influential style manuals in the English language. It has been praised for its clear and concise advice, as well as its timeless relevance to all forms of writing. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to our channel for more video like this. We will see you in another one.